Hey guys, it's me, your host SuperSorrell. Thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I got! This is the Annabelle Comes Home MDS, which is the Mezco Designer Series figures. I love these. I've done a couple of reviews on this kind of line in the past. I've done the Pennywise the Clown and a couple of others. But these are really cool little figures from Mezco. The box art on this Annabelle figure is awesome. I really do like that. And I've got to say thank you to the people over at madabouthorror.co.uk. Please do check them out. They have all the horror goodness you could want on their website. Everything for Halloween and all your horror collections. They have toys, they have animatronics, they have masks, cosplay. They've got a bit of everything on there, which is awesome. So if you're into horror stuff, go check out madabouthorror.co.uk. There is a link in the description as well. Right, let's take a look at this Annabelle. So on the back it does state, an evil spirit has been unleashed on the Mezco Designer Series and her name is Annabelle. The MDS Annabelle is a super D take on the haunted doll. She comes complete with interchangeable legs so she can switch between standing and sitting. Designed after her appearance in the Annabelle Comes Home movie. Annabelle wears her signature white dress and red ribbon around her waist. Awesome. Let's crack this thing open and take a closer look at this awesome, awesome toy. I've been dying to get my hands on this for a little while now. You guys know me. I collect everything Annabelle. I'm slightly obsessed with Annabelle. Love the Conjuring as a franchise. And I'm really looking forward to the final movie this year. Can't wait to go to the cinema and watch the final one. Because it's the final one, I do kind of hope that they do round it all off and have Annabelle and the Nun and maybe even a Crooked Man appearance would be cool. But I do hope they kind of do use Annabelle and stuff in the final movie. As it's been such a big part of the franchise. Oh, look at that. That is a cool figure. So let me just take all the little plastic things off that protects it. There we go. So like I say, she does have a detachable bottom part so that she can sit as well as stand. Her arms do move as well, which is nice. The arms just do rotate and lift outwards a little bit. And oh, even the hands rotate. That's nice. So yeah, you can do quite a bit with this. And then the head is on a ball joint, so you can make a look around as well, which is nice. In the bottom part of this packaging, there is the other piece here. So this is the sitting plate. So this makes a sit. So you have to detach her at the waist. See, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not very often. I'm probably going to leave her in a standing pose, I think, 9 times out of 10. But for the sake of the video and the review, I will show you the what it does. Okay. So we're going to have to detach her here at the waist. Well, that's not coming off. How do we do that? Oh, there's like 0 instructions. Does it just literally pull? Oh, I'm scared. Yeah, there is a line there, so she does detach there. It's got to. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so she detaches at the waist, and then basically you reattach it to here. So then that puts her in a sitting position. Like I say, I'm probably going to leave her in the standing position for me personally. But what I'll do is I'll head down to the desk cam first of all before I swap it back over. So you guys can get an up-close personal look at this Annabelle. Let's head on down to the desk cam. So guys, there she is in the seated position. So you can sit her down so she's a little sat basically. I'm not a fan of her sitting. I'm going to have her standing I think for my collection. But it is a nice piece. It's cool that they do include this plate so that she's got a firm surface to sit on. I do like that. But for me personally, I'm going to be lifting her out of there and plonking her back on the standing version. That way? Yeah. There we go. Plonk that in nice and firmly. So, like I say, the figure itself is actually very nice. I love the detailing on the face. That is so cool. I love the fact they've included the cracked eye as well, like in the movie. And the scratch marks on the face. She's got a chip on the chin. Very nice. And like I say, the arms do rotate up and down as well, which is nice. And outwards a little bit to give her a little bit of movement, which is nice. So that she can move around quite a bit. Obviously, all figures usually come, and they're usually quite stiff when you first get them. If you feel any resistance when you're kind of trying to move the figures around, do just, I usually use a hairdryer just to kind of warm them up a little bit. If you just hold it quite far away and just like warm the plastic a little bit, then you can kind of move them around a lot better without inevitably snapping them, because that can happen. I've had that happen to me a bunch of times on toys. But this one's pretty fluid straight out of the box. And like I say, now I'm moving around, you can see the head's moving a lot more now than it was originally, because the more you warm it up, the more you move it, the more it's moving the plastic and manipulating it. But I like the fact that you can make a look in different places, so you can actually make a really do things, which is awesome. The one thing that this figure doesn't include, which normally Annabelle does come with, is the little note that says "Miss Me." That usually comes with Annabelle products, but they didn't on this occasion. Probably because it's for the Annabelle Comes Home movie and not the original Annabelle movie. I like the fact that the hands also rotate. I think that's a nice touch, so you can get her to hold things. She has a slight grab hand here, as you can see. You could probably slot something in there if you wanted to have her hold something. And the fact that both hands can rotate around means you can have her, doing different things, holding things, and so there is plenty of options here to play with. And there's rotation at the forearm as well, which is nice. Shame about it's a shame that because of the groove that they've used to stick the figure together. You can see here there's like a little hinge here, and they've put like a little groove in there. That means that the figure doesn't rotate. I think it would have been cool if they would have included this as a rounded thing so that she could swivel. I think that would have made it just slightly bit nicer. But overall, this is a solid piece, and I'm so glad to have it in my collection. As you guys know, big collector of all things Annabelle, so it's just really nice to have this in the collection. And thank you once again to Mad About Horror for sending this through to us. I really do appreciate it. It's so nice. But guys, what are your thoughts on this one? Let me know in the comments below. As I said, guys, I can't wait for the final of the Conjuring movies this year. I'm a big fan of all the Annabelle movies. A lot of people didn't like Annabelle Comes Home. I don't mind the Annabelle Comes Home movie. I think it's pretty fun. A lot of people said it wasn't as scary as the original Conjurings. I don't think it ever was planned to be scary. I just like the fact that they give us a bit more lore on Annabelle. And it's a cool movie where she, brings other spirits into the franchise as well. Very cool. This is a great piece for the collection, and I'm just so glad to own it. But guys, what are your thoughts on this Annabelle doll? Is this something you would get for yourself? I'll leave a link in the description directly to the product from Mad About Horror, so you can go check her out on their website. Worth picking up, a totally awesome toy. And yeah, at some point I really need to do an in-depth Annabelle collection tour, where I kind of show off all the Annabelle pieces I own, because I own nearly all of them now. I think I'm just missing like the life-size doll is like one of the only things I'm still missing from my collection. And I'm not sure if I want a life-size Annabelle in my room. But guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm your host, SuperSorrell. I'll see you in the next video. But until then, may the toys be with you.